Alibaba has found itself in troubled waters since late January. That's when China's market regulator issued a report saying that the e-commerce giant faces a credibility crisis for failing to address the sales of fake products on its online shopping platforms. The scandal at one point caused an 8.8% slump in Alibaba's shares. In his defense, Jack Ma says Alibaba is not the one to blame for creating counterfeits, which he calls the cancer of his company.
It's sad for us, really. There's lots of local protectionism. Many law enforcement agencies are after us, not the fraudulent sellers, because it's easy to come after us and very hard to deal with them. It's quite painful for me. But one thing I get is somebody has to do the job. It's like being a doctor. You ought to take care of the patient, but if you can't cure them, it's useless to revile the doctor.
It's not the first time that Jack Ma said he's the guy curing the cancer. And in a way, he does have reasons to say so. Alibaba's Trust and Safety Unit is the biggest department in its headquarters. The chief risk officer is a former head of the crime unit in Hangzhou, where the company's headquarters is based.
People here used to be cops, prosecutors, and judges. Crime is a social issue. You got to have people who have considerable experiences, understanding, and expertise about it.
Alibaba has sent 400 people behind bars for selling fake products. It works closely with police officers from around the country who come to the company in search for leads on cybercrime and more.
The cases themselves are unrelated to Taobao, but many illegal transfers are made online, and the transactions for these illegal gains are done through Alipay, so we have to come here to check their balances and transactions.
Alibaba is also working with the government to fight piracy. Its C2C platform Taobao is rife with pirated items in a market where consumers are still not used to the idea of paying.
It's a primary business model in the Chinese internet industry. Companies build their client base with low prices and make no money on their foundational businesses. Instead, they make profit in the value-added services. They build up client numbers and then make money through offering value-added services.
Challenge also comes from in-house. Jane Jiang oversees internal integrity investigations at Alibaba. She brought to light the last major scandal for the company in 2011 when its staff knowingly set up fraudulent sellers and had them certified. Alibaba's CEO and COO both resigned, and over 100 staff were fired.
When we uncover a problem in our investigation, we shared them very openly and candidly in the company intranet with our 30,000 employees. We'd also elaborate on the specific violations and the consequences of those violations.
Foreign markets are more sensitive to intellectual property, the authenticity and quality of products, environmental protection and protection of brands in general. Alibaba knows the rules of the game in China, but whether or not it will be able to export those rules, for me, is the biggest issue as it expands.
The group is currently trapped in a legal tussle in the US. On February 11th, a class action suit was filed against Alibaba in the US for failing to disclose meetings with Chinese regulators ahead of the IPO. It's also cooperating with US stock market regulators, which has asked for information in relation to a probe of its activities in China. Alibaba's problems are not unique to itself. As the group plans to expand its customer base to 2 billion people, it remains to be seen just how it will adapt and respond to the challenges that haunt its survival. Huinan, CCTV, Beijing.